Hello, my friends, and welcome to Adobe Max. I'm your host, Kieran, a freelance designer from London, streaming live from Germany. And today's stream, we have been blessed with the very talented designer, Melanie Daveid. Melanie, how you doing?
Hi, good to see you. I'm happy to be here. Adobe Max is always such a great time. I'm super happy to catch up with everyone, have everyone here at the studio, meet so many people again.
Yeah.
It's always a
It's come
special
around so
time.
quick, right? Like a year, I don't know, it comes around ridiculously quick. Does it? I don't know. Maybe it does.
That's true. Yeah. I was just counting before we started the stream. I was counting how many times I already contributed to Max or visited.
Yeah.
And it's been years. And I'm really happy to be here again with you today because the first time we stream live together.
It is. And I feel like for folks as well, don't know much about us as well, we'll do like a nice little intro, but I'm super excited to get into the real flow of it. And always, my friends, we like to make the stream super engaging. So any comments, chats, thoughts as well, do get that live in the chat on Max, Behance and YouTube. We're everywhere, so get that in the chat. And on today's stream, am I right in saying we're looking at a few updates in Illustrator, a few Firefly bits? Yeah.
Very true. We pretty much cover everything that's somehow revolving around Firefly and Illustrator.
Nice.
So the combination of those two things is, I think, a game changer because suddenly you have vector graphics that are infinitely scalable. You can do so many things starting from brand design, illustration, visuals for pretty much any
changes the world,
application.
Right? How we operate. I remember yesterday we saw the stream as well in our little watch party. It's almost just mind-breaking, like in terms of all the things you can do just to make life so much more streamlined, right? In terms of your design process.
It is.
So yeah.
It's good to hear. The good thing is we will have so much more time for many other things.
Exactly, like watching more Adobe live streams with other bits.
Very true.
Nice little plug there. There we go. I can see as well, of course, silly me. So welcome our lovely chat because I can see folks coming in thick and fast. We've got Jerry, we've got Clara, Don, Gary, everyone coming through. Stefanoni, Mel. Welcome, my friends. Welcome again. Let us know where you're streaming in from. Get those comments in the chat whilst Melanie's in Illustrator doing her thing. So, it's Melanie. Should we jump into it when you're ready?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yes.
Awesome.
So, as I mentioned before, I've been to Adobe Max in person once, but contributing a couple of times already. And I had the huge pleasure to do this or to work in all kinds of different tools. So I've been working in Adobe XD already here on camera.
Nice.
Fresco, of course, for illustration, Fresco with animation. Now I'm here with Adobe Illustrator, which is the first time for me at Max. And it pretty much sums up what I'm doing because I call myself an experience designer.
Yeah.
And the whole Adobe Creative Cloud suite is pretty much my everyday companion.
Nice.
It
becomes like a part of you, right? Me for InDesign, you for Illustrator. I get it.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely. And very quick, since there are probably some people who are new to this, a quick look at I just have Instagram prepared, which is
good for Insta. Yeah.
It's cool. It also shows that I've been at a couple of Adobe events recently.
Like your first radio, I like it.
Yeah, but it's the stuff I do is in best case interactive. It combines brand design.
Nice.
With visuals, bold colors, so it's a real experience, hopefully.
Yeah.
And Instagram is very visual focused, so it looks a bit like too much illustration for me. That's why I don't show it that much.
You've given us a little sneak peek. I like that. Like I thought we've been blessed today with a little insight into your world.
It is somehow. And I'm working on a portfolio or something like that shows a bit better what I do.
Cool.
But just trying and exploring new Adobe tools and getting into this is what I love the most.
Nice.
But I'm here to show something in Adobe Illustrator today.
Jump into it.
And I have prepared this little visual here, which is a combination of pretty much everything we're going to look at, except for Retype. Retype is there too. But we will jump into, of course, generating visuals with the help of Firefly.
Cool.
We will look at Retype, mockups, and of course the share feature. And if we have time, because time flies.
It goes ridiculously fast in the Adobe space, right? It does.
If we have time, we will have a look at the web app, so the browser-based version of Illustrator, which is, in my opinion, such a sweet thing because you can use Illustrator on the go and pretty much anywhere you have a browser.
Nice.
But I will keep that for the very end.
You're saving the best to last. I like that. For anyone watching, I want to see this, but we've got many cool things to get into. So I'm excited just to kind of dive into it.
Should we start with the Firefly powered text to vector graphics. When I heard this yesterday for the first time, I was happy and sad at the same time. Happy, of course, because it will make my life so much easier, and sad because this meditative state of drawing vectors will be gone.
It's what we're going to do now, just to make it even quicker. Make some more tea, I guess.
Yeah. But what's maybe still meditative is finding the right, of course, the right input for generating vector graphics. So let's have a look. In case you haven't updated yet, you have to update to Illustrator 2024, which you can find in your Creative Cloud application. So if you go there, just show it quickly. It's there. If you have a look there, I updated pretty much all the apps I use on a daily basis already. Premiere Pro is still on the list. I will wait for Joe's stream later on, see what's new, and then maybe update or not.
You're much more updated than I am. I need to, after this stream, I need to get straight onto my updates. Don't judge me, my friends, but yeah.
But that's where you pretty much find all the apps that have new features, all of them. Exactly, once you've done this, you will find on the right side your properties panel, and then you can have a look at text to vector, which you can find up here. It's a new thing, it hasn't been here before, but it's very prominent, so you can't miss it. And then you pretty much open it, and then you have 4 options to decide from: subject, scene, icon, and pattern.
Nice.
I think the names already explain what's inside, but let's have a look at that.
Keep us on our toes, I like that.
Let's start maybe with a scene.
Cool.
So the visual I was working on today, the key visual, is somehow evolving about science, maybe. I called the whole visual thing Superlab, which is a futuristic laboratory.
Strong name.
So something futuristic with spacey stuff, and I will try to generate a background now for that. So graphic style spaceship, you see I tried and tested this a couple of times before, but what I'd like to have is a futuristic. See, I can't even cheat here. It's already in the suggestions. But
nice.
Let's see what we get here. So I enter the prompt, and it pretty much starts to generate immediately. Can't be easier. The only thing you need is about 10 seconds patience until it's done.
I mean, as designers, we need to be quite quick, right? But to be fair, while 10 seconds is happening, we can quickly make a cup of tea. I don't know. We can just do something. Even by the time you get back from the kettle, it's already done, right? There we go. 10 seconds is far too long for what we need. There we go.
Exactly. It's adapting to the time you need.
So you get more time to get tea and also some biscuits. And actually, as nice times actually mentioned, we can see in the chat, we have got all walks of life who are streamed in. So I've got to say who's streaming in. We've got folks from New York, we've got folks from Spain, from Germany, Texas, I mean, all over the world. So thank you for joining us. And again, we're in the flow of it because I know it's doing its thing still. Let us know if you've got any comments in the chat. Please do get them in there as well. So,
I have to admit, I'm a little jealous because you have all eyes on the chats today. Yeah. And I know there are so many people I spend so much time with streaming on Adobe Live already. And I will catch up later on, of course, in the chat, but I know some of the people that are there.
They're popping in, are they?
It's so great to see you all.
I'm doing my best to juggle the free chats we've got happening. But to be fair, there's a lot of comments. So what I'll nicely do is I'll strategically start placing them your way. But they're coming in thick and fast, I can tell you that. There we go. It's looking good, it's looking good. And let us know as well from Mac. I mean, this is maybe some people's first Macs as well. If anyone has joined for the very first time, let us know how you're feeling about it all. Are you excited? What features you want to see? Let us know as well. There we go.
There we go.
More than 10 seconds, but it's in process.
If we'd have tea here, it would be the best.
It would be tea for everyone. When I've done 20 seconds, there we go. Disclaimer. I've said it. All right, cool. Let's jump back into it.
Let's have a look. So once the generating process is done, you have 3 options you can select from.
Nice.
As you can see here, very nice. I didn't add a too specific prompt, so I have futuristic landscape with bubbles, which already indicates the abstract nature this whole thing is supposed to have. Nice. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. I like this one, but if we have a look at the previously generated ones, cool. They're super nice too. And I think I love this one actually, and just the inspiration you get from it. You know, it's not 100% my style yet, but
you have options, right? I think that's the beauty, right? We want to see options, and it's already there for you. So nice.
Exactly. And I'm not sure if the chat already noticed, because many people have tried this feature for sure at home already, because it's such a game changer. But if you have a look at my canvas and the other canvases, I can spoil this bit before already. I mainly used red, blue, and little pinkish colors with a bit of black. And as you can see, the generated visual has already somehow picked up the colors and even slightly the style, which is super cool. And this happens because I prepared, and I have, on my board, some color sheets which are taken into consideration when the visual is generated. So if I would do this again on an artboard without any other form, shape, color, the results would be very different. So it somehow samples already what I have on my artboards into the visual, which is super cool.
My brain.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm still not super happy with it yet, but I have so many more options, because as we can see here on the right side, this is just a generated scene. And if you'd like to have the match active artboard style, you just click this button, or you don't. But in my case, it's already active, of course. And then you have different or multiple more options. You have a style picker here, which is, I think, the craziest thing ever, because people who do illustrations can really have their art style.
Game changer.
Pick this little item here and adapt the style. The other thing we have here is a sample prompt, which means I could upload a picture, for example, or a mood board. And this would be the baseline for generating the visuals. And of course, we have a couple more settings here, which is the detail, if I want to have a lot of elements, or if it should be more abstract. As you can see, I went to less, because that's what I'm looking for.
Nice.
Before we move on to the other types of type 2 vector graphics, I would like to show one thing, because all the features in Adobe Illustrator, and of course in all the Adobe tools, work best if you combine them. And the thing that's been recently updated or implemented is recolor artwork. So if you combine this visual with recolor artwork, the results get even better. Let's have a look at that.
By the way, just to add in there, I've got some really cool comments that I've got to kind of throw in the mix whilst you're in the flow. And I've got a lovely comment here from Mallory, I hope I said that correctly. He said, I came to Max thinking I've seen everything, and leave Max blown away. I mean, we're only in like day 2, day 1 of it, so there we go. So we love those comments to see.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah.
I hope people are also watching all the other talks, workshops, keynotes that are available. Not just the new features are super cool, but there's so much more. There are about 200 speakers.
There's a lot of probably about that.
And a lot of content will be available on the Max website. So take some time and really watch all the other streams too.
But in your own accord, right, which is the beauty of it. You could, like we said, keep flagging tea. I don't know why you're drinking tea so much, Dave. But you could be drinking tea literally whilst watching these streams. So yeah, there we go. We've got some good times ahead.
Very true. But let's stay in Illustrator, because we want to recolor the artwork. There is generative recolor. I think everyone has seen this before. It's Firefly giving you suggestions. But what I would like to have here is a reduced color palette. You can pick from 1 to, auto, which is all the colors that are there, or really all colors, which we've seen at the beginning. Or you could, of course, also use the color theme picker, pick a color from another artwork, and have it here too. So it's again the combination of generating a vector visual plus recolor plus maybe grains, or adding some of your style in addition, removing elements that makes this feature, I think, a game changer. Just generating items or visuals is, the baseline for me. I think this is the first step you do. That's what you use for mood boards maybe, or get inspiration. But if you want to level up, you have to combine it with all the other features that are in Illustrator, because that makes your artwork even more special, and it makes it your own thing. It makes it personalized.
But just like I imagine as well, just to add, I feel like because there is so much to digest and so much rich content that, especially for folks who are maybe not necessarily design savvy and they're starting to learn out, it's the chance of experimenting as well, right? And just practicing, playing around and see what you get, which is awesome. So yeah, it's good to see.
So enough of this one here. combine the features, but that's it for now. I will move this one away again. where to?
Whilst you're doing that, I feel like we should have mentioned tea so much now. We've got everyone in the chat saying, I'm drinking, where did you get tea from? It's okay, we're in a safe space, my friends. Keep those comments coming in, because there's a lot, which is great to see.
So number 1, scene covered. We move on to subject. Do you have a preferred subject, something with science, space you would like to see? Maybe it is spaceship?
Do spaceship? I saw rockets in the chat, actually. I'm sure I saw rockets come up. So
very nice.
Spaceships.
And I will just go for spaceship. I know there are people who love prompts, who are looking for the perfect prompt, but the good thing is Adobe Illustrator and Firefly can handle also very simple input.
Nice. We've got some questioners. We've got a questioner from Tara who mentioned, apologies has been covered, but it hasn't been covered, I don't think, just yet. What's the legal rights when it comes to generative AI?
That's a good question. So anything that's in beta version is not commercially usable. But a couple of things that are out of beta version are so far commercially usable. I would love if maybe someone could add a link in the chat where you can read this up in detail.
Nice.
But the stuff you, for example, see in Photoshop is commercially usable.
Cool. I always think if you're not too sure as well, best thing to do your research just to be on the safe side, right? So yeah, nice.
So
nice rocket.
Again, it's very nice, and it's just spaceship.
Cool.
So if we would adapt this and add some kind of maybe add graphic style or flat style, maybe even retro style, this would adapt the output. So let's add minimalistic spaceship here. Minimalist. Oh my god.
Yeah, to be fair, so it's a bit of a tongue twister, that one, so you're not alone on that one. It's like, yeah, it's cool. But I think even just the fact that you used to type in keywords, right? It's like you haven't got to try and go into your mind palace. You can just type in the most simplest things and see what pops up. As so, which is awesome to see.
So usually this would take me quite a lot of time. I would go to Behance, for example, have a look at others, how they create and design spaceships, and then maybe at some point have a trillion of options in a mood board, and I wouldn't be able to decide. But this already places the workflow right in a tool, so I'm there. I could just.
You haven't got to leave where you're already at, right? It's just the comfort of your own Illustrator space. I love it.
And again, all the different options. I like this one actually. It looks
that's a cool
like
one. I mean, I've rocked that. I don't know, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Let us know in the chat. What's your favorite spaceship? Would you be rocking this in town?
I will stick to this one because this is very recognizable as a spaceship.
Sure.
But this is what you get if you use subject, for example. So what we've covered is scene, of course, is a whole scene. Subject, which is one of those very detailed generated vector graphics you can get. And then there's another option, which is icon. If we would enter spaceship and icon here, I assume we would get a more reduced and abstract version of it. Well, it's an icon versus a subject, so
we actually had that as a comment in the chat, so that's perfect timing. And I was going to read that afterwards, but it's like you read our minds, Melanie, and someone spoke about how do we kind of do icons in Illustrator using this fill. So there we go.
It's really cool, and it's such a good start to again, inspiration. As you see, it's more. It has less depth and is a bit more flat. I mean, for an icon you'd use on a website, for example, it's still maybe too detailed, but you can use a vector. You can just remove all the stuff you don't like.
Simplify it right down if you want to. There we go.
So it's really, really easy and straightforward. And I should, you know what? I will just delete this because it's so fast. Oh no, there's another option.
It's almost too fast.
Okay, wait.
We've gone from 0 to 100 real quick. Love it.
This is actually a really cool icon.
Cool.
So maybe I stick to this one here and delete the other, because that's what is more of an icon for me. I like these abstract shapes.
Yeah. Like an aerial view, no?
So subjects usually they have more depth, they have shadows, light, they are three-dimensional, or they look at least like that, and icons have less depth and are more abstract, minimalistic. I think if I would need inspiration for a logo, for example, I would go for the icon version, because that's where you get something recognizable, but still precise and not too detailed.
Yeah, and even for consistency, right, as well. I feel like if you're trying to do like a set or family, it's maybe easier potentially to go down the more simplified route. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I totally get what you
mean. I had something important in mind, which I was about to say, but I don't recall. I will. This will
come back in the stream. We'll send in the energy so that it comes straight back into in the stream.
I think I just got dragged away by my own comment about brand design. I was like, how much more can you do with this?
Welcome to the life of designers, my friends. That's our world we're living in.
Life of designers with minimal attention span, unfortunately. If we move on here to pattern, of course, pattern is such a classic thing, but what means having a pattern? A pattern means you need at least one or more items to create a pattern of. So if we go for it, let's find something else than spaceship. Do you have anything cool in mind?
Ooh, still on the theme of science, right?
Yeah.
Of course, spaceships, planets, maybe?
Ooh.
Like, I don't know where where it came from. In the subject of space, of course.
How again, planets, bubbles, stars?
Yes, stars. Could be. I mean, let us know in the chat. What comes to mind when you think of space? There we go. We didn't think we put the pressure today, my friends, but you are. Let us know in the chat. And actually, I've got to throw in some comments that we've got. We've got Marcy who said, "Whoa, on-demand icons, my lifesaver when it comes to my workflow." And we've got a question also for you, Melanie. So we've got Zana from Slovenia. Hello, Zana. Nice to meet you. I have a question about generative AI in Illustrator. I generated a pattern and attempted to export one pattern of it, which in brackets was inside the artboard, but it's exporting only clear coded imagery. Let's start again. I apologize.
It's okay.
It's got a bit clearer. I generated a pattern and attempted to export one part of it in brackets, which is inside the artboard, but it's exporting only a clear color imagery. Same color that was generated on the background. Any patterns, any ideas?
This is a very specific issue, to be very honest.
I'm not too sure, but perhaps one is like almost like experiment and see, and then to get it out there. Let us know maybe in Slovenia, Zana, if you get a chance to, if you do crack that code, we want to know that. But I feel like, you never know, whilst we're in the flow of this process, maybe something comes out that actually helps out, potentially.
I would love to dive deeper into this, because it sounds like something that will happen to a lot of people. I know this is the most useless comment, but maybe just copying it to a new artboard, starting a new file at all could help. Or just hitting generate again could work, but I'm really sorry. I would love to say more, but this is very
the old turn on and off again. It's, you know, to be fair, that's a good, because maybe it's just a case of like starting afresh and just going back. So maybe it's one of those ones. But let us know, Zana, how you get on with that. And we've got Chada who said, "Can you choose simple lines icons as a thing?" So perhaps almost like this keystrokes, I guess, right?
Should we try?
Let's try that. Let's mix it up.
I think with the, of course, you can add the prompt, but you're still, you're dependent on what Firefly gives back to you. If you want to have something that's ultimately consistent and coherent, you might have to still do it yourself. But this is the starting point, and this could at some point lead to having very consistent and coherent icons. But as far as I've tried, there are always some little variations. So if you're a brand designer, maybe working with a design system, and you want to have 100% clear icons, icon language, you might have to do it yourself still. To
be fair, like, you made a great point, because the groundwork's there, right? And I think that's the beauty, because already this makes life a lot much easier for us designers. So it's kind of, you're never going to find the perfect, well, maybe you might actually, that'd be awesome. But if you don't, then like you said, a bit more flair and your own kind of input on it, it just still makes everything much more smoother.
Definitely. But let's give it a try. Let's, because we're here trying this ourselves, it's first takes, right? So let's give it a try. How do we call it? Simple lines, line work?
Yeah, clean lines, simple line. Keywords.
Clean lines.
Clean line.
Clean line.
Get a dirty line, I know that came. Yeah, clean line, there you go.
I would assume there is still some work from designers to do here, but let's try and see. Thank you for asking the question. I'm ready to dare challenging Firefly on this.
But you know what's fun though as well? There is an element of like when you kind of type in your keywords and press enter, it's almost like the excitement of a kid at Christmas. Just like, what am I gonna get? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna get, but it's gonna be awesome. So I'll be happy with that. But yeah, it's all cool. It's lovely as well. I can see folks are still throwing in where they're tuned in from. We've got greetings from Jamaica. Hello, my friends. Yeah, keep them coming in where you're streaming in from, and also more important is anything you want to see us do whilst we're doing this. Is all like first takes, so you're getting a real insight into Illustrator. You see Melanie do her thing. Is anything you want to see her do or question about the process, please let us know in the chat.
And in case there are questions we can't answer, in case you have the answer, if the same issues happen to you, you have solutions for it, please pop it into the chat, because we're always happy to see all answers and maybe learn something new too. Because
of course, it's a community, right? We want to, yeah, for sure, 100%. I couldn't vouch for that.
So what I did now is I created 2 clean line icons. Let me check again. I can match the artboard. Yes, I did not match the active artboard on the left one, but this is what you get. So if you're, of course, trying to be very consistent, you see the line weight is still different. And you would probably have to delete all the fussy fun stuff around it. But the baseline is here. And I think out of this, you can create a really nice icon set, because this is definitely not how I would have created the robot.
Everyone's got their own minds of how they want their robots to look. Right? Yeah. So true.
But it could also look like that. It's a grumpy robot.
It's he's seen a lot of things. This is maybe before he saw the updates for the new Illustrator. I'm just terrible dad joke. There we go.
Let's stick to the
come for the knowledge, stay for the dad jokes.
So the cool thing is, if we switch back to the patterns, once you created it, it's in your pattern library and your swatches, so you will see it here and you can use it. This goes for all the patterns you create. Of course, the generated ones too, and you can find them. I will delete it because it does not fit the design language of what I'm intending here at all. So please just move away. Those I would recolor again, and then I could use them. The thing is, we have about 15 minutes left, so a couple more things to show.
I mean, where has the time? It's crazy, right? We always say this when we do our Adobe Lives. It's just like, which means 15 minutes to get all of this awesome stuff in, but also for you folks at home to get the comments and questions in as well, because they are coming in.
Yeah, if you have cool questions where you think I can answer them, just throw them my way. Exactly. I'm happy to answer. I could get stuck in this Firefly generated vector graphics thing.
It's one of those ones you just keep on playing around a bit, right, until you find something cool.
But I will just hit save to make sure everything's still there once the stream is done, and move on.
Cool.
So what we have here is, I talked about the Super Lab before. I created some badges here, and they're super cool. But let's imagine I sent them to maybe clients. The vector files get lost at some point. They still want to change maybe the text or the year. You have 2023 here, which is never a good thing to do on badges, because you might not use them all in a year.
It's been done before, right? You feel like somewhere down the line, why did I add the date on my badge?
But let's assume I lost the files, everything is gone, which never happens because everything is in the cloud, you know. So I'm super safe. But let's imagine everything is gone, and the clients just sent back this screenshot. They're absolutely upset with me because I lost the files, of course. But I have still a solution for it.
Cool.
What we can do here is Retype fonts. So it's been here for, it's been, I think, released a little earlier, but there are incredible improvements to this. Again, if we select, let me close the text vector quickly. If you select, this is just, you know, a screenshot, actually. Could be a picture whatsoever. If you select it, you get the option on the right side here in the properties panel with Retype. And I have to say, the properties panel, it changed a lot in the past, maybe years, but I love it. Everything you need.
It's intuitive now, it's clean, I hear you.
And, you know, I don't like searching around in menus all the time and go somewhere. This is, it's
got
contextual,
things to do. We've got too much time.
Yeah, it's all there. So I just select Retype Beta for everyone who's using this for the first time. You get a little explanation. And I tried this before, obviously, but as soon as I hit the button, and I'm using a very rather well-known font, but it finds it immediately. So it's Abigail, it's there, and as mentioned before, this is a screenshot, you know, and I could just double-click and have it replaced.
I feel like that's gonna, like, for those watching for the very first time, thinking, oh my god, this is going to make life so much easier. And actually, we got a great comment from Jessica. So it's actually covered, who said, can you play around with the Retype? So there we go. I mean, that's literally what we're in the flow of doing now. So this is definitely a game changer for sure in Illustrator.
the other cool thing about it is, Retype, okay, there have been online platforms where you could do this and they tell you what kind of font might be behind. But this is, again, you're in a tool, you get the font suggestion and you can immediately use it because most fonts are in Adobe Fonts anyway.
Yeah.
How many...
You haven't got to leave this, literally you're in the space, you haven't got to scan it on another external site, it's just boom, in the same program.
The thing is, if you need more inspiration, I picked this font maybe a couple of years ago, I grew as a designer, might want to pick another one. There are suggestions that could fit, that are similar, but maybe fit a different style. Maybe the Super Lab was very, for a very young audience at some point, but now they are grown and they are young adults. They want to have something more clean maybe, or minimalistic. You get suggestions here and you can just select it and add it on top. It's really cool. But let's have a look at how it works, because I just double clicked. And what I pretty much can do now is replace the Super with...
keyword? I was like awesome, but there's not enough space to fit it. I've gone for the difficult one, longest word. I was like cool or something like that.
Cool Lab.
Yeah. There we go.
It's okay.
My creative juices clearly went flowing there, and I was like, this is all live, my friends. There we go.
So you could edit it here. This down here is editable too now, and also this one. I selected different fonts. It's a bad thing to do, to have 3 different fonts in a small batch, but potentially you could. And it makes it easier to recreate things. I don't want to get stuck on this one for too long, but it's of course also possible to do this with outline vectors. Cool. So it would be recognizable too.
Nice.
And as mentioned before, you get suggestions that could fit. You can filter here. You could even type in other fonts. Maybe you have a new favorite font.
Nice.
And this would show you immediately how this looks. So it's cool for replacing things that you might have lost, which never happens, but also for mocking up, visuals and just giving things a new vibe. And it's all in a tool, all right here.
The chat is absolutely popping off of this font stuff, how we can do this. I feel like that is a mass. I mean, to be fair, there's many favorite things, but that's one of my favorites. 100%.
Absolutely. This is so close to reality. This happened to pretty much everyone before. So it's the easiest thing. And again, if you have a mood board with super cool fonts, bring it into Illustrator. It gives you suggestions that are close. And, you could just start your own thing.
If we're doing this now, imagine a year from that. But anyway, jumping ahead of myself. But basically, long story short, updates are coming all the time. So it's going to make your life so much easier, like it is right now. Cool.
And again, this starts from a picture, photo, screenshot. So JPEG, whatsoever. It's,
just
really
to answer
nice.
it as a question, actually. So from Cindy, who said, can we identify the actual font being used? There we go. You've just seen firsthand how we do it. So hopefully that answers your question.
So in best case is a similar or even the right font, which just happened in that case here. Important to mention at this point, because another cool thing, the font is immediately activated. So if it's available in Adobe Fonts, it's activated. If you have it just on your system, it's activated too, and it's immediately available. And of course, you can have favorites again, filter things. So it's very, very intuitive, I would say.
Nice.
Those were my updates about Retype. Did I miss anything?
I feel like we covered most of it, because actually there's a few questions coming in about the new mockups, which I know that's the next. I mean, you're getting ahead of ourselves, my friend. You guys are on it. I'm loving that, my friends. So so I feel like we're getting mockups. But that being said, is there anything that you have missed out, you think I would like to see? Let us know in the chat. We've got 6 minutes, but we'll make it work. Short and sweet.
6 minutes is an eternity.
Plenty time,
right?
Ish, yeah. We're good for it. Some mockups.
So, what do we choose for our mockups? So for mockups, I usually went to Photoshop, or I used something, a little sloppy and just.
No judgment there. It's a safe space.
It's not creating mockups has never been my favorite thing to do. I have to admit, because for me, I already have a clear picture in mind, and for clients, I just hope that they get my explanation. And if I have to do it, it's.
It's like the last resort. A mockup. What?
But Illustrator makes things a lot easier for me now again. I'm a bit undecided which one I should choose. If I should go for this logo here or one of the badges, maybe.
I keep looking at the Super Lab in the circle, and I kind of like that one. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, let's use this one. No, it's this is a collaborative approach. I'm super happy.
I feel loved. There we go.
Yeah.
It is a that's a very good way. It is a collaborative. There we go. Circle 1 looks like a good mock-up, I think.
Yeah. So object mockup again is in beta for now. You just hit make. It opens a new little window here. In case it's not visible, it's of course hidden in Windows. You just go to Window and make it visible as all the other stuff. The thing is, I selected it, I hit the button, and it's there already, as you can see here on the right side. There are plenty of options, because this would be my next question. You know, I know what I'd like to mock up, but where to find the right
for sure.
baseline or basics for the mockup itself. We have here branding graphics, you have apparel here, digital devices, always a cool thing to have, and of course, the best thing ever is packaging.
We gotta love logos and packaging, right? It always looks cool. Always on a coffee mug as well. I always find.
So the coffee mug is actually my favorite thing here. I just hit the button, it generates a mesh. This is the first indicator of what it can really do.
And we all know my friend. Oh, sorry, no, go for it.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, we all know as well why mockups are so useful, especially with clients as well, and trying to sell that point. But sorry, you were going to say before.
What was I going to say? No, it's about the mesh. I remember, of course. So the mockups you see here, or the photos you get, are of course Adobe stock. But the mesh means that you can pretty much move this around, as you can see here, make it bigger, smaller, and however you need it. If you combine this, and this is absolutely useless to do in that case, because, well, you have a cup and this has limits.
It's weird that I kind of like it though. Very legibility-wise, it probably is a bit weird, but still cool. Yeah, it's super cool, and it really has a mesh that adapts the graphic on the item. So you move it around, and you see it here. Super straightforward, 2 to 3 clicks, and done. Very cool.
Again, as mentioned before, it's on apparel here, visible. It would even have a nice topic, you know, with the kids, as a shirt, for example. You mock it up, you're done. But let's not get too much or too long stuck on the mockups, because this was so simple. I mean, if this would be the only feature I'd have to show, it would have taken 1 minute and 50 seconds maybe.
We were quick, but we're not that quick.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's have a look at one of the 2 features, 1 minute each.
Cool.
Because they're very fast too. There's of course a share icon. Share for review is a new thing, because usually you would export a, I don't know, JPEG, screenshot, PDF or whatsoever. Share for review makes it easier, because you can share one artboard or all of them, and people can just comment on it and really like join into the process and give you feedback immediately. You have a link here, you can update, comment. It's very straightforward. Have a look at it. You can also have restrictions, easy as pie, I would say. If you use the link here, it opens in the browser. And let's see how this looks. I, of course, did not pick any specific board, so we will see the whole board.
Nice.
You have everything here. You can comment on it, and there we go. You could say, I like this icon. This could be a logo for me, or I don't like things at all. But since we're already in the browser, there's one last thing I would like to show.
Oh, cool. Keep us on that side. Yeah.
Illustrator on the web. It starts at this point, and anyone who's used Illustrator on the iPad before will be very familiar with this view. Again, easy access to the files. You can have a quick start here, templates, popular dimensions. It's just the fastest way to start just an Illustrator file. And we're talking vector here. You know, this could be brands, this could be visuals, infinitely scalable, and well, it's just a dream of pretty much every designer. I will not give my feedback now, because we have limited time left. But this is the interface here. As you can see, it's a limited amount of features, but it's the most important ones, because everything you do in Illustrator is based on shapes, of course vectors, or colors, and that's where you can edit pretty much, or create any visual and edit whatever you have. You can, of course, open your files that exist already.
I feel like as well for folks, especially if they maybe start for the very first time on this program, then at least that kind of gives them confidence to maybe go into the actual fully fledged Illustrator file.
So you just drag your elements in here, recolor them, do your thing. There are plenty more options here, which are very nice features, but I would give this to the community to give it a try.
Yes.
As mentioned before, it's close to what is available on the iPad. And it's the in my opinion, the fastest thing to create vector graphics yourself, browser-based, and with a great performance. So if you don't want to go all in for Illustrator, which everyone should do, this is the starting point.
Nice. Okay, so I feel like, I mean, to be fair, there is a lot to unpack, but the premise is that there's a lot to have fun with and experiment with. So, my friends, we're going to have to end on that stream, but I tell you there's a lot more to cram in, but we're in a good place. But stay tuned, because we're going to have the very cool motion designer, Matheus Dacia, and he'll be working on After Effects, showing the next-gen rotor brush on true 3D workspace. Ciao.
Bye-bye, thank you.